Okay, good morning, all of you. Sorry, good afternoon. I'm audible to all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. Okay. We are discussing fourth chapter. We have already discussed CB, Security Exchange of Board of India. Fourth chapter. Some of the points from the fourth chapter we have finished. Today we are going to start second point from the fourth chapter, that is the enterprise risk management. So what is enterprise risk management? So in that we have syllabus. In that syllabus we have ERM. So what is mean by ERM? So that things we are going to discuss today. So enterprise, there should be a risk. Everyone has individual or any group of people or any company. It can be a big, it can be a small, it can be a big. So every organization has a risk in a business, risk due to the competitors, due to the some environmental issue, risk due to the financial transactions or financial risk, environmental risk, technical risk. So these are the risks can be there. Every day there should be a risk for the every organization, and how to handle that risk, how to manage that particular risk to for performing the operations of organizations. So that nothing but a risk management. So that is necessary in every organization. So for that every organization there is a these types of teams, risk management teams or risk management persons are there to handle day-to-day risk or day-to-day problems whichever occurred. So that can be handled by this particular enterprise risk management. So risk can be there. So identify the risk. So what mean by risk management? We'll discuss. A process that engage all the practice of identifying, a process that engage all in the practice of identifying, managing, monitoring and communicating risk across an organization. So what is the work or what is the responsibility of this particular enterprise risk management team, or what are the tasks they are to do? They are to identify what are the prospectus risk will be there and manage. Maybe those were risks are there now and maybe they are there, so that these risks should be managed and monitor their hazards, how they are performing or what they are impacting, where they are impacting, what was the impact. So that things they have to find out and they have to manage their impact. So try to avoid that impact. So that things they have to do, and as well as they have to communicate with the risk across the organization. They have to communicate with the concerned authorities regarding the risk, maybe in advance, maybe after getting a risk also you can communicate with them that what actually the status of that particular risk, how it is impacting, how it is coming, or what are the hazards, what are the disadvantages we can face, or what are the precautions we can take or action plan for that. So that communication with the concerned authorities can be done by this particular team. So a process that engaged in all the practice of identifying, managing and monitoring and communicating risk across an organization. The next main objective is to help management and the board understand and manage those events mostly like to impact the organizational strategic objective. So many objective of this particular ERM is that to find out or to understand that is there that particular risk is affecting the strategic objective or objective of the particular organization, and how it is impacting the organizational objective. Maybe the competitors has started their new operations and they are coming with some strategic actions, or maybe they are coming with some strategic plans. So what are the impact can be possible, what is the possible impact on the our organization? Identify that and give the report of that. Give what are the impact we can face, where we can face the problem, where we can face the issue. So that things can be communicated with the respective authorities and persons. maybe the owner, maybe the departmental head, maybe the managers of the various departments, they have to tell. So this is the first. So it should not be affecting the strategic objective of the organization. Third, it aims to function. It aims is to function a proactive and efficient manner and as the key enabler of the organization strategic objective. So whenever there is a risk, they have to with the proactive plan. Proactive plan, proactive, and maybe the after the we can say that post plan, pre-plan and post plan. So before something risk will be there, we have identified there is a risk. So you should be with the proactive and efficient plan or functions should be executed before the that risk should be come to you. Risk should be visit to your place. Before that, you can identify and you can come with the proactive plan to avoid the impact of that particular risk on the organization. Yes, proactive plan can be implemented, still the risk is there and it can has affected, it can has entered into the organization. Then what will be the post plan after the proactive, when the things can be there, when there is a risk has already reached to you and it is impacting the organization, then what will be the action plan to avoid a minimum or avoid the risk, avoid the impact of that on a particular organization. So come with that and how it is not affecting the objective of the organization. So this is the task or this is the responsibility of enterprise risk management team or committee. It seeks to orchestrate the harmonization, synchronization, and rationalization of areas managing risk by moving beyond organizational barriers to open transparent communication across discipline. So this can be generated. So it seeks to understand there should be harmonization between the and synchronization, harmonization and synchronization. Nothing but there should be proper communication with the various department where the risk can be there, how it can be affecting to the other departments also. If a risk of a finance department, there can be a risk in a finance department, there is a problem in a finance department, but that risk can affecting the other department also. How that can be we can manage, how that we can do the we can minimize the hazards of that. So and there should be a transparent communication related to that. So this is nothing but a risk management, identifying and manage the risk and communicate with the authorities, subordinates or concerned person regarding the risk and the impact and how we can come to handle that particular risk, what will be the proactive plan, post plan, and how we can try to minimize the impact of that particular risk on the organization. It should not affecting the strategic objective of the organization. So that can be a role and responsibilities of the every members of a enterprise risk management. So risk is there, but there is a need of management. Yes, there is a risk. Every organization, it can be a small, it can be a multinational, it can be big. Yes, but there is a need of proper management of risk. Now we can go and see the some definition. Risk culture. What mean by risk culture? The values, beliefs, knowledge, attitude, and understanding about the risk shared by a group of people with a common purpose, in particular, the employees of an organization. So it can be given by the Institute of Risk Management. The values, belief, knowledge, attitude, and understanding about the risk shared by a group of people with a common purpose, in particular, the employees of an organization. So this is a risk culture, nothing but how you are sharing with the others. If the risk is there, what and you are sharing with the employees by understanding the what type of risk it is there. So we can say that a culture. Then risk appetite nothing but we can how we can accept that risk, the impact of that particular risk, nothing but appetite. So relates to the amount of risk that an organization is willing to seek or accept in a pursuit of its long-term objective. Yes. Now we see that risk, a pandemic, a COVID pandemic. Earlier, we those who are understood the risk, a very good example for this also risk. So first risk culture. So the values, beliefs, knowledge, attitude, and understanding about the risk shared by the group of people. So doctors have shared the risk that there is a COVID pandemic has been come and it has these are the some symptoms, these are the some impact we have seen in the second waves of COVID pandemic, how it is impacted, how it is impacted, and lots of persons they lost their lives. So those who are understood those who are understood the risk. There are some persons are there in a pandemic also, they are not using the mask and they are going outside and doing the things, but they have impacted about the risk. So those who are understand the risk, they are there now into the these things. But those who are not, maybe they have faced the problems, though that can be shared. They can not those communication done by the government, those who are not replied for that and those not accepted the things, they maybe lost their lives also. So this can be a risk culture. Risk appetite, yes, relates to the amount of a risk that an organization is willing to seek or accept in the pursuit of its long-term objective. So how much ability or how much we are able to accept the risk. What is the organizational capacity to appetite the particular risk, उसकी capacity कितनी है, how much risk they can accept or appetite. So that can be nothing but a risk appetite. So every organization has how much financial crisis I can bear, how much financial crisis will be there, and how much rupees if there is a loss into the particular company's transaction, how much how much I can bear for that. So that can be a one that can be, we can call it as appetite, nothing but how much amount that particular organization can bear. So this is called as a risk appetite. Now we are what are the things ERM provides? A process that allows the organization to what actually ERM does or how it can be beneficial. So that things we are going to, ERM provides a process that allows the organization to what is the benefits of that. So present governance and management with comprehensive picture of independent risk across the enterprise. So entire enterprise, there is a risk everywhere, there is a risk. There is a competition risk, competitor risk will be there, there should be financial risk are there, environmental risk are there, technical risk are there. So yes, so there is a risk. So if we see that lots of maybe they will go for the technical, nowadays cyber crimes are there, it is a risk. Those who are online, they are doing transactions and they have their online businesses, they have a risk of maybe the hacking of the particular system, maybe unauthorized access. So that thing, these are the risks, not only for the particular department, it can be for the risk across the enterprise, not for the only particular finance department, particular HR department, but risk can be there for the all the enterprises. So that management team, enterprise risk management team, they have to identify where everywhere they have to visit, they have to go, they have to check the document, they have to check the process, they have to go to the everything, and they have to identify what are the risks are there in advance. If they found any risk, they have to come with a proactive plan, they have to come with some post plan, action plan, strategic plan, and execute in a such a way that try to reduce the impact of that particular risk on the organizations. So break down the department in slides that tend to exist and assessing a risk. So break down the department into slides that tend to exist and assessing the risk. You can assess the risk, where is the actual risk will be there, which department has or which particular process has identified. Try to maybe you can divide that particular work from the others, so it not affect the particular things. So you have to identify. Then create cross-functional teams evaluating risk using a common framework. Yes, why cross-functional team? A cross-functional team, nothing but a functional teams. For example, I am a marketing manager. Maybe the some other is HR manager. Maybe the marketing manager can be a part of team of a ERM or enterprise management, and they are going to identify the risk for the HR also. A marketing manager can do some cross-functional, because as we are expert into the particular any department, or we are working for the some department from the last 10 years, then we know everything and we are looking from our views. Someone from the cross-functional area will come, someone from the other department will come, some external will come, and if he'll go through the process, then he can identify some maybe the unidentified risk by you. So that can be, he can identify and he can notify you that these are the some risks related to this particular department or this particular process. So cross-functional, nothing but we can come with some another external person from the another department, different department, we can call the persons or employees or expert. So he can evaluate the others department. So maybe he can find, he don't know the process, he can go from his views and he can check that and he come with some inputs that can be accessed by the ERM teams. Now communicate information about the risk in a consistent manner. So ERM provides communication information about the risk in a consistent manner. If you see in the pandemic situation, always there is some circulars, maybe the notices, maybe the announcement, maybe these things. Daily basis they are coming. So if there is a risk is there, it is already reached to you, maybe or it is coming. So that time you have to communicate with your subordinates, your managers, your higher authority, maybe the owners of the organization. You can communicate with them, so maybe they can plan for that, how we can tackle with that. So this can be a one. So ERM provides a process that the things. Now traditional research risk management and enterprise risk management. So what will be the difference between traditional risk management versus enterprise risk management? So traditional and enterprise risk management. So what I mean by traditional, we'll see that first. Traditional risk management is a reactive, incident based, clinically focused program. So reactive, हमारा proactive. After things has been happened, risk has come, has visited to you, and risk has doing their process, and he has impacted you. That time you are planning. That time you are planning reactive things, how to how to stop them, how to this thing after impacting. Maybe some of the impact has already done, and that time you are looking for the how to tackle that particular risk. So traditional was reactive. Then incident based. So what type of incident is there, what type of risk it is there, accordingly on that basis the things can be there. Now ERM. What do you mean by ERM? Enterprise risk management. So enterprise risk management, I said proactive. Proactive. Before something, there are some identify in advance what is the risk is there. Identify in advance. There is a team, it is there to identify in advance. So these are the risks are coming, risks are there for the organization. So they are proactive. Identify and come with some plan, proactive plan. So that can be that can use for the removing the that risk, or we can try to minimizing the risk impact. Now holistic, it can be a whole of the things, everything can be connected, everything can be, it can implemented to the everyone. Holistic multidisciplinary approach and focus on anticipating and managing both internal and external risk. So holistic, everything can be covered, all the risk, internal risk, external risk, technical risk, political risk, everything that that particular enterprise risk management team or enterprise risk management can control the things. Now coming to the second distinguishing point between the ERM and traditional risk management, it is many use different processes, controls. Many may use different processes, controls, metrics, languages, and framework for discussing a risk and risk migration strategy. If we go for the ERM, provides a common framework, processes, metrics, and language for discussing a risk and risk migration strategy. A common framework, but here depends upon the event or depends upon the incident base what type of it is a risk. But in ERM, the risk can be managed by the with a unique plan, so it can be implemented. Now, focus on adverse event mostly likely to impact operations and finances. Here in ERM, focus on event most likely to impact strategic objective. They are focusing on a strategic objective, but in traditional risk, focusing on adverse event mostly likely to impact on operations and financing. So financial related, they are looking on that, but yes, we in ERM here we are looking organization as a whole, not only the particular department, not only the particular function. We are not looking enterprise resource planning or enterprise resource management. Here we are looking towards the organization as a whole, not part of the particular department we are working. So this is the one difference. Then next, second last, define risk in terms of the probability that adverse event will occur and result in a find a financial issue. Recognize the risk does not solely mean by something negative has or could occur something good not happening as a result. Not acting is a also a risk. So not acting as also risk, and if you are acting on that, that may be the risk. Next, tendency to be a bottom up approach, tendency of top down bottom approach, top down and bottom approach. So this is the traditional benefits of. Then next, ERM benefits. What are the benefits of ERM? So first, helps identify and understand the key risk impacting achievement of strategies and objective. So here ERM will help you to identify the what are the risks are there or what are the problems are there. Due to that we are not achieving our objectives and plans, or we are not achieving our goals. So that can be you will get in advance. These are the due to these particular risk and factors you are not able to achieve the required stage of your performance. So that can be one benefit of ERM. You can identify in advance what are the risks will be there. Second, invites a board participation and perspective of senior leaders and governance. So in ERM it involves a board participation and perspective of senior leaders. Why? Because if there is a company has a risk, then maybe the not an individual person cannot do everything, or he can handle that particular risk and he can try to solve the things. But yes, a risk can be handled with the team of members. All the team members can work together and they can perform the things. So they maybe go for the broad participation and helping to the particular organization. Now, helps avoid a functional silo approach that often fails to consider the interconnected nature of risk across large complex organization. The next, provide a common framework for discussing the risk and risk management and treatment and strategy. So here government has to take an initiative to plan some risk management related terms or risk management related programs. So we can get the knowledge about the how enterprise risk management will be there, how it can be handled by the particular individuals and organizations. So this can be a common framework for everyone. So this thing assist the in India and assist in establishing accountabilities for risk management activities. So here everyone should assign the activities of particular ERM. So risk should be managed, risk should be properly handled with the others, and it can be managed. Now assist with the, then integrate risk planning with the strategic and tactical planning. Integrate risk planning with the strategic planning. Risk planning with the strategic integrate risk planning with the strategic and tactical planning. So strategic and tactical nothing but technical planning, tactical nothing but a technical planning that can be shared with the risk planning. Over time, more effectiveness and cost effectiveness of management of risk enterprises increases enterprises value. So over the time, most of the over time, more effective and cost efficient management of a risk increase the enterprise value. The next, what is an ERM approach? Why ERM approach is important? क्यों जरूरत है? What is the need of this particular ERM? So all major rating agencies, including ERM, in their evaluation of credit ratings, critical component of financial and insurance industry evaluation. So generally, why it is necessary? Maybe all the departments are working. Maybe that we are using some safety things and we are doing the things, but maybe we can identify where are the vulnerabilities in the a particular institute or organization. So we can identify and maybe the report can be given by him. That report we have to think on that and we have to work on the particular problems. So that can be one. Healthcare auditing. Now we are coming to the one more example from the healthcare industry. So healthcare build auditing entities such as those that have oversight for healthcare may inquire to the process when auditing areas that require risk-based approach. So whenever there is a risk, it should be handled. Then why is the compliance department well situated to facilitate an ERM approach? So why the compliance department well situated to facilitate an ERM? So ERM approach. An ERM approach engages all workforce members in the practice of identifying, managing, and monitoring and communicating risk across the organization. when we are doing this with regard to the compliance risk in our compliance program. Now next we'll see components of successful ERM approach. So what are the components of successful ERM? So how we can say importance? Uh, there are step one. So we'll see that one by one steps. Step one: know the business climate. So know the business climate. Understand which business factor have been ability to impact operation or cause potential. So step process of ERM. So first stage is in the process of ERM is know the business climate. Know the business climate. Understand which business factor have the ability to impact. Understand which business factor have the ability to impact operations or cause potential compliance concern. So कहाँ पे problem है risk, where it can be risk will be there, what impact on operations of the particular organization. So where we can take proactive plan for that, we can give an advance planning, to them. So maybe the particular respective authority and responsibility person, they can work and they can look into the matter. Benchmark both inside and outside the organization and possibly may even outside the author. So benchmark both inside and outside the organization and possibility even outside an author. Now this is the components and one stage, step one. The next step 2, components of successful ERM approach. So second step, we are discussing steps of ERM. First step, know the business climate. What type of our business is there? What are the factors or risk factors are there that can affecting the strategic objective of the organization? Then components of successful ERM approach. Step 2, understand and prioritize risk and opportunities. Understand and prioritize risk and opportunities. So what are the risks are there? What are the opportunities are there? If the risk is there, they are coming. Risk as well as opportunities both will come together most probably. Risk भी आएगी और opportunity भी बहुत सारी आएगी. So most probably if you see that in the pandemic, there was a risk. There was a risk, but there are some opportunities are there. Some of us also, they have got the benefit from this particular risk which we have. So opportunities always there with the particular thing. So risk and opportunities. So understand and priorities and opportunities. First, ensure colleges understand how to identify and report risk and opportunities. So first, understand how to identify the risk. What are the risks are there, and identify the opportunities what are there. So that can be identified and that can be wellly communicated with the particular persons. Now two key activities will be there. What are the two keys are there for the risk management team? Deploy a comprehensive education and awareness program. Deploy a comprehensive education and awareness program. So there is a need of proper education of the particular everyone, and may it will help. Then perform an enterprise risk assessment with focused reviews on organization most significant risk on ongoing basis. So perform an enterprise risk assessment with a focused review on organization most significant risk on ongoing basis. Leverage existing strategies used by the colleges to report events such as those utilize the privacy, information security, information risk management, compliance, clinical, nursing, and other departments. So first, understand the risk, give the priority, give the which has a high impact on the organization, which has a low impact on the, which has a minimum impact. So identify the risk. Then and then you can give the proper timing to that particular risk, solving that particular issues also. So this is a step 2. Now we are coming with the step 3. So what I mean by step 3? Sir, yes, yes, please. We are only on slide number 1 only. No, we are now at step 1 हो गया, step 2 हो गया. Now we are on slide number 11. Now, once again I will share. Yes, I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was
Yes,
a
sir.
technical problem. So this is a slide number 11 we are discussing now. We have seen these are the slides we are seeing. Slide 1, this is slide 1. Slide 2, risk culture, risk appetite, ERM provides. Slide 3, this is a traditional RM versus enterprise risk management. Slide number 4, it is visible to you? Slide number 4.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Slide number 5, we have discussed ERM benefits also, enterprise risk management benefits. Then this is slide number 6, what are the, why ERM is an approach, why it is a importance. So then we have discussed importance of that ERM. Then why is the compliance department well situated in to facilitate ERM approach? Compliance department, why there is a need. Then components of successful ERM approach we are discussing, that is the process of ERM. What is the process of ERM that we are discussing? So step 1, know the business climate, already we discussed. Then second step, understanding priorities, risks and opportunities. What are the opportunities are there and what are the risks are there? How many risks are there? And priorities that depends upon the impact, depends upon the hazardous on the organization. So what risk we can solve, or which risk we can tackle first. So prioritize them. So instead of giving higher priority to minimum risk, minimize risk, having a minimum disadvantages or minimum hazardous, so that we can solve, or that we can take care about the after the we can solve a major risk which is there. So give the priorities to the risk, that is give your priorities to the your risk, depends upon the hazardous, the impact, where it can be impacted, how it is impacting. So that these are the identified, and identify the opportunities also to solve that, to handle that risk. Then step 3, manage the identified and risk opportunities. Manage the and identify the risk and opportunities. So now we have come with the, we have given a priorities to the risk. So these are the risks: risk 1, risk 2, risk 3. These are the some risks, but we have given a priorities that risk 2 is a very high impact on the organization. So I given a priority of 1. Risk 1 has a minimum, or maybe the criteria we can give a second priority, and risk 3 is that much, it is not impacting on the organization, but it is a risk, maybe the minimum impact on the organization can be possible. So I can give a give a priority of 3. So risk 2 become a priority, we have to take care about the risk 2 because the priority is high. That is a one priority we are given, that we can solve or we can manage, that we can come with some plan to handle the risk 1. So how we can handle the risk, if there is a risk is there, how we can handle. So manage the identify risk and opportunities. So how we can handle the risk, anyone in the class? If there is a risk, how we can manage, how we can manage risk है हमारे पास, we identified the risk, we know the risk, but how we can manage the risk. कैसे मैनेज करते हो रिस्क? कभी रिस्क control measures we have to apply. Any others? We can control measures, nothing but proactive plan, we can go with the proactive plan. Any others, anyone in the class? If you are, for the, you can take an example of pandemic itself, COVID pandemic. It can be a very good case study for us, that it is a risk for the every organization. They have faced the organization risk. Lots of organization has faced risk. Employee face the risk. Citizen of the India, citizens of the country itself, they have faced the risk, and still we are facing the risk that related to risk we are facing. But government, maybe the various organization, various societies, various employees, they have maybe the accepted, some of they have accepted the risk, some of it come with the proactive plan, some of the come with some post plan. For example, if you see that we have started with the work from home, maybe it is a post plan, most probably you can say that COVID has come, impacted, and we come to know that yes, we cannot work for period of time. So that time we can come with the some post plan. Some of the organization has already started proactive plan. We have went, risk has come, there is a lockdown, so these are the things we'll discuss, how we can manage the risk. So first, there are maybe the 4 strategies are there, 4 things are there we have to take care. So manage the identify risk and opportunities, create a centralized or is lecture से सब है महेश महाकर okay. Manage and identify risk and opportunities. So how we can manage the, and whatever opportunities or risks are there, if we are identified, then how we can manage. So risks are there, we have to manage it. So create a centralized process or have a collaborative process to analyze and manage the risk and opportunity information. If you see that central government and state government in the pandemic situation, COVID pandemic, centralized government and state government, they have collaboratively worked together. This is a good example for the risk, how they have said at least centralized process and maybe the state process or maybe the local process. If there is an organization has a risk, financial risk, but central office as well as the domestic office, where it is there, risk is there. Somewhere is the environmental issue will be there. If there is an environmental issue will be there into the particular organization, but organization is located, for example, any where maybe the for example Pune में कुछ तो environmental issue है या technical problem आ गया है, then how it can be handled that day, how it can be handled that particular operations. So there is a need of collaboration, there is an integration, it is needed, there is a communication between the local department or that particular the departmental particular from the which companies were located, that local and central. So both they have to work together. Communication is necessary between the both them, and they have to work on a single plan. Single plan, so it can be executed properly. So create a centralized process. Create a centralized process. There should not be many more processes. There should not be many more authorities are working on the same problem. No, come together, come and sit together and come with a single action plan. So it can be very strong plan because all have sit together, they have discussed and come with their as their things. It can be a good plan. So surely it can be impact. It should be try to minimize the risk. So create a centralized process or have a collaborative process, analyze and manage the risk and opportunity information. Some common risk management techniques are, so how we can manage the risk. So first is the avoidance. Avoidance, the risk is there, eliminate, withdraw or not become involved. Risk avoidance, कोई company में risk आ रही है, maybe we can avoid, someone is coming and he is making the risk, try to avoid him. So there are some persons who will see that into the society, into the organizations also, they try to create a problem for you. Always they are trying to create a problem for you. So some of them are there, we can change the path. Avoid. We can change the path. We can change the route. So avoid him. So instead of talking or instead of struggling for him or struggling for that particular problem or solving that particular problem, avoid it because maybe the priority is less. Maybe the priority is less. Maybe the impact will be the different. So avoid that risk. उसको छोड़ दो. This is the first avoidance strategy. This can be one technique, avoidance technique. So try to avoid it. Yes, this is not part of mine. So maybe it can affect thing. Then reduction. Reduction, optimize or mitigate. Nothing but try to maybe the risk is there, impact was there, it is already impacted. Try to optimize the things. मतलब try to minimize the things. थोड़ा कम करना आता है तो देखो. Or it is impacting, yes, okay, but try to optimize or try to minimize. Try for minimizing the impact of that particular risk. So this can be first avoid, second try to minimize, minimize. Then third is a sharing, transferring, outsource or insures. So sharing, if there is a risk for the organization, you can share that with the others also. You can share with the others also. Others can, maybe the impact on only one department, impact on only one process. Maybe it can be instead of that, it can impact that impact can be shared by the everyone. Maybe it can be it cannot hazard that much. So this is a third technique, sharing. Depends upon the what type of risk will be there, and from that perspective you can go for that. So avoidance, reduction, and third is a sharing. Now a retention. Now retention, accept and budget for it. Accept risk आ रही है. Now these are the three techniques cannot be implemented on that particular risk. Then yes, final we have to accept it. COVID आ रहा है. We have done lockdown, we have done everything we have done, but it has impacted. It has come to our home. It has impacted. Then after that we have accepted it. कि yes, ये होने वाला ही थे. So first we have avoided. We have tried to reduction with coming with the lockdown also. We have shared. We have transferred. We are sharing the things. Then retention, we have accepted it. and we are planned for the budget ki हाँ हमें क्या करना है, what will be the post plan. So we have started with the vaccination plan. So same thing into the organization also. If there are risks are there, try to find that. Can we avoid it? Can we reduce the risk impact? Can we share the risk? Or if these three techniques are not there, cannot be implemented on that avoiding the risk, you can go for the accept the risk and budget for it. You can plan for it. Risk has come, risk has impacted. Now come with the some post plan to avoid the or try to minimize the impact of that. So this can be a these are the some techniques of managing the risk. So these are the three techniques. Four techniques are there. So avoidance, reduction, sharing, and retention. So then four, that is a reporting and a matrix. So four स्टेट इंटरप्राइज रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, यहाँ पे टेक्निक्स हमने यूज किए, अभी रिपोर्ट जनरेट करना पड़ेगा. वी हैव टू जनरेट द रिपोर्ट ऑफ रिस्क मैनेजमेंट. रिपोर्ट्स एंड मैट्रिक्स कैन बी यूज्ड बाय ऑपरेशन, बजटिंग, स्ट्रेटजीज, ऑडिट एंड कंप्लायंस and many other department for the strategies in the decision making, where the consideration of risk can be influence the outcome. So we have to prepare the matrix, we have to prepare some calculation, tabulation, charts. So from that we can make some decisions, we can go for the decision. A very good dashboard for, we can go for the COVID vaccination, COVID app. In that you'll come to know that how many are vaccinated, how many are male, how many are female, how many are under age 18, how many are above 18, how many are below 45. So that criteria you will get, that figures you will get, and from that particular numbers, maybe the government is going to take a decision. So can we go for the third dose of vaccination? Can you go for the third shot of vaccination? And who will be the going to take that? So what will be the time period? So this decision, risk is there, but coming with the, we are accepted the risk, we are going with the post plan. So that numbers can play very important role, or that particular dashboard can play very important role to take a decision. So this is the fourth step in a report risk enterprise risk management. Dashboard, risk monitoring, reports, quantitative, qualitative analysis can be used to measure the effectiveness of risk treatment activities and understand the implication of for an organizational overall business strategy. So from this particular charts and numbers, tables, the particular team or the particular owner of the organization or departmental head or managers, they can do the thing. Now risk okay, this is the last stage. Then components of successful step 5, risk alert, cultural alert, culture and risk control. A risk alert culture is the intrinsic understanding and assessment of your risk and embedded in day-to-day operation. It fosters the integration of enterprise risk principle throughout the every layer of the organization. Risk control are measured to limit vulnerabilities and manage risk to an acceptable levels. So identify nothing but risk alert can be given. How much risk you can accept? What are the vulnerabilities are there? Vulnerability is nothing but a weaknesses into the organization chart, organization processes, organization techniques. Where the vulnerabilities, nothing but weaknesses, and manage that risk to unacceptable levels. A risk alert culture and risk control are created by adhering to policies and procedure, laws and regulation. So we have to identify the vulnerabilities, we have to identify the weaknesses of the organization, check the policies, check the procedures, what we are using, laws and regulation. Is there any vulnerabilities are there? From that we are getting a risk, identify it and come. Educate and holding colleges accountable for evaluating a risk holistically in strategic initiative. And nothing second, if there is a risk, then give a training to your colleges, share their what is a risk, how it can be impacting, how it can be, we can plan for the proactive. Then come into some strategic initiatives. So this is the second, adhering to policies and procedures, laws and regulation. Second, educating or educate the and training to the your colleges, creating and utilizing a common language, that for the communication, and effectively using a preemptive risk concept with the business units. Come with some preemptive, nothing but proactive risk plans, action plans. Prepare that and be ready with that plans. If the risk can be there, you can come with these things. So these are the steps of enterprise risk management. So generally every organization has the risk. Every day we are facing a risk, every day. we are coming, there is a risk. So try to come, and maybe try to minimize the risk by using some proactive plan, post plan, maybe some strategic action we can take, we can change some policies, procedures of the organizations, and we try to minimize the risk of the particular thing. So yes, we have finished with the particular risk management, enterprise risk management process. Now some of the points are then now 10 to 12 slides are remaining for the finishing for the 4th chapter. So generally in this month we will finish your syllabus. Last chapter is remaining, 5th chapter, that is a case studies on this particular 4th chapter. 4 चैप्टर में हमने जो भी पढ़ा है टॉपिक्स में, that on that topic these case studies are there. So maybe we will discuss, otherwise I can share the case studies with you on a group, so you can go through that case studies. Some questions will be asked on that below that case study, try to solve that. So this can be, we can do, if I'll get the time we can discuss the case studies in the class itself if I'll get the time. But before maybe before this month we can finish 4th chapter, nothing but we can finish the syllabus of a corporate governance. So most probably one lecture is necessary for finishing the particular 4th chapter. So maybe in this week itself we can finish the 4th chapter. So from my side I will share the notes, as well as I can share you the MCQs for the preparation. So okay, any questions you have? Yes, Yogesh, please. Okay, Microsoft Teams. Yogesh, you have to upload that assignment on a Microsoft Teams. Oh, yes, already it has been done. Most probably some of you got a user ID password. Okay. I will talk with sir. Otherwise, I can give you the another link, maybe the Google link. So where you can upload the particular assignment of a decision science. Sir, I will consult with the sir and I will tell you. Yes. I got that message. Your also login IDs and passwords are done by sir, technical team, and maybe you are able to upload the assignment through the Microsoft Teams. So today I will check with the technical team, our administrator, and surely I will inform you. Otherwise, I can share the Google link where you can upload your PDF file in that assignment PDF files. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Sneha. Any problem, Sneha?
Sir, if you provide the
I'm not getting. Yes. Yes, I can share you the link to you. Otherwise, some other options, if you have any teams, just I discuss. I will communicate with you on WhatsApp group. Okay. Okay. Then we will stop here today.